The Coming of the Kingdom Part 8 Session 5天国的来临第8部分第5讲，我们继续讨论国度和教会这两个词的用法之间的复杂性。原著的345页。A second series of passages to be referred to here is made up of the parables mentioned above, which deal with the operation of the word, and thus are strongly suggestive of the idea of the coming church. 我们这里所指的另外一系列的经文呢，就是上文所提过的一些耶稣所讲的比喻。这些比喻中是处理上帝的道、上帝的话怎么样的运行，因此呢，就特别的暗示着将要来到的教会这个概念。Thus, for example, Calvin tried to apply some of them to the church. 因此呢，譬如说加尔文就尝试把一些的这些的比喻用在教会上。That is, that of the tares among the wheat, and also that of the fishing net. 就是说麦子、稗子的比喻和渔网的比喻。Some present-day Protestant interpreters also identify the basileia in the present dispensation with the ecclesia idea. 当代的一些基督新教的解经家呢，也把 basileia 在这个现今的时代的国度呢，也等同于教会这个概念。On the other hand, 反过来说 even Roman Catholic exegetes oppose this interpretation of the basileia in Jesus' preaching. 就算是罗马天主教的解经家也反对这样子来解释耶稣的教导中的 basileia 国度。When we are discussing these parables in a previous context, we already came across the notion that in a parable of the tares and in that of the fishing net, the issue was the mingling of the wicked and the good in the church. 我们在上文另外一个范围里面讨论到这些比喻的时候呢，我们已经遇到一个的概念，就是说在麦子、稗子的比喻和在渔网的比喻中所讨论的问题是在教会里，强调在教会里恶人和义人的混杂。On the basis of the explanation of this part of Jesus' teaching given there, this application must unhesitatingly be rejected. 根据我们在那个地方对耶稣这部分的教导的解释呢，我们必须毫无疑问的拒绝这种的用法，就是说把这两个比喻用在教会里面恶人义人这件事情上。也就是说 Ritterboss 在这里是反对加尔文的看法的。This, as a matter of fact, also appears from the explicit pronouncement that the field in which the wicked and the good are growing up together is the world, and therefore not the church, Matthew 13:38. 事实上，我们这样的拒绝这方面的解释，譬如说加尔文等等呢，可以从耶稣直言的宣告看得出。耶稣明文的说，恶的和义的一起生长的田地是世界，因此不是教会。马太13章38节。In this connection, we must also mention the parable of the mustard seed. 谈到这里呢，我们也必须提到芥菜种的比喻。Lagrange, who with regard to the parables of Mark 4 makes the general statement that we are not here concerned with a clear reference to the church because it has not been indicated by any of its specific characteristics. Notwithstanding, writes that in a mustard seed we are necessarily led to the recognition of the church. Lagrange 这位的学者 Lagrange 他讲到马可福音的比喻的时候，他做了一句一般性的言论，他说呢， 这里我们不是看到耶稣清楚的指向教会，因为这里没有表明出教会一些特定的处置的。可是呢 Lagrange 呢又说，我们在芥菜种里必然的需要承认教会，必须的要认出教会。For this extremely small seed ultimately develops into something very large. 因为这个这么极端的小的种子最终发展成为一个非常大的一棵树。Opinions on this parable are very much divided, as we have observed in an earlier context. 我们在上文已经看见学者们对这个比喻的意见是非常的分歧的。We have agreed with those who find the tertium comparationis not only in the difference between the significant beginning and the eschatological fulfillment, but also in the growth, the development from small to large. 我们同意某一派的学者们，他们看到这个比喻的比较点呢，不仅仅是那个微不足道的开始和末日的应验之间的不同，那个比较点也是在于从小到大的成长发展这个过程。The question now, however, is 可是呢，现在我们必须面对的问题呢是说 How must we think of this development? 我们又如何看待这个的发展的过程呢？ And what is it exactly that develops from very small to very large? 那从非常小发展到非常大的究竟确切的是什么呢？ The idea that we are naturally induced to think of some institution, and that for historical reasons, this institution can only be the ecclesiastical institution, seems to be too much inspired by the Roman Catholic view of the Church. 我们若被引导认为就是某一个的组织，那从历史的角度来看，这个组织只可能是教会。这个的概念就是说，这样子被引起想到从小到大就是教会呢，这个看法太过的受到罗马天主教的教会观的启迪了。Even less are we here to think of the development of an external unity than in the case of the parable of the leaven. 芥菜种的比喻比面教的比喻更加的让我们不应该想到一个外在的一个的整体，就是更加不要想到是教会。It is true that in the parable of the mustard seed, the quantitative notion is in the foreground. 没有错，在芥菜种的比喻呢，很显著的是讲一种数据的小大这个概念。This suggests the question of whether the reference is to the number of people sharing in the salvation of the kingdom. 这样就暗示着一个问题，这里是否指着那些在天国的福音上有份的人的人数呢？ In his elaborate discussion of this parable, Newton Flew is of the opinion that Newton Flew 这个学者呢，大幅度的讨论了这个的比喻，他的意见是 We are here primarily to think of the totality of the divine action in the life of Jesus. 我们这里主要想到的是在耶稣的一生里，上帝的作为的整体。The mustard seed does not refer to the few people who at the outset shared in the salvation of the kingdom. 所以芥菜种不是指一开始的时候在天国福音上有份的那一小撮人，不是的。But to the humble character of Jesus' action and work, his word and appearance, 芥菜种所指的是耶稣的作为，他的工作，他的话语和他的外貌的谦卑的性质。所以不是指人数。He also, however, points to the detail in the picture of the birds building their nests in the branches of the tree. 不过呢， flu 这个学者呢也指出一个细节，就是说他看到鸟在树的树枝上筑巢。This trait is connected with Daniel 4:12 and Ezekiel 31:3-6, also Ezekiel 31:12. 他就看到这个特点呢，是与但以理4章14节和以西结31章3、6和12节有关的。As is well known， 这个是很明显的，大家都知道的。There, the birds stand for nations。在但以理和以西结，鸟是指列国。Are we to interpret this detail in the parable in a similar way？ 那么在芥菜种的比喻里面，我们也是不是应该把鸟这样的来解释呢？ Newton Flew thinks it probable。 Flew 认为是的，这个是很有可能的。If the preaching of the word were to be followed by great results， 假如上帝的道宣讲出去，结果是有很伟大的结果。What could such results be but the addition of men and women to the company of Jesus' disciples？ 这个结果可能是什么呢？当然就是男女进入到耶稣的门徒的行列里咯。Thus, Jesus is supposed to show here that he had in view the gathering together of a community。 因此呢，Flew 就认为呢，耶稣在这里指出，他是考虑到，他是看到一个群体被召集起来了。下面是 Ritterboss 的回应，我们的作者的回应。No doubt, this parable is about the continuous worldwide importance of that which in Christ's coming began as something seemingly insignificant。 毫无疑问，芥菜种的比喻所论到的是耶稣来到的时候所开始的这件事情，也就是说，微不足道的这件事，不断的在世界各地越来越重要。The progress of the divine work of fulfillment can already be observed in this administration。 上帝做这个实现成全的工作的进展呢，在这个时代，在这个上帝的安排之下呢，已经可以看得到的。And will be seen in its public significance at the consummation of all things。 到了万物复兴的那一天呢，人们就可以看到它的公开性的重要性。It is obvious that this progress includes the salvation of all those who will inherit the kingdom。 很明显的，这个的进展就包含了那些要承受天国的人的得救。In our opinion, it is difficult to decide whether or not this implication is expressed in a parable by means of the birds of the air。 但是呢，我们认为呢，我们很难决定耶稣是不是用天上的鸟来讲出这个比喻的含义。At any rate， 无论如何 we think it a little far-fetched to derive from this particular aspect the idea of the new community of men that Jesus was to found。 我们觉得，假如从这一小点，就是从鸟这方面看到耶稣在这里要设立的新的一个的群体呢，是很牵强的。Besides, the glory of the coming kingdom consists not only in the great multitude of human beings。 不但如此，来临的天国的荣耀不仅仅在于人数的众多， but in the universal work of the divine salvation， 更在于上帝的救赎大功的那个宇宙性，涵盖宇宙那么大。So the leading thought of this parable is too general for it to be narrowed to the idea of the community of the ecclesia。 因此呢，芥菜种的比喻主要的那个思想是非常的广泛的，不可以把它狭窄到教会这个群体的概念里。For this idea, Jesus' preaching contains more important point of views， 关于教会这个概念呢，耶稣所宣讲的有更多更重要的观点，我们需要认识的。Although the gospel does not contain any passage in which the word basileia is used in the sense of church， 虽然福音里并没有任何一段的经文呢，basileia 国度这个字是以教会的意思出现的。不过呢 ，the idea of the ecclesia is a very essential element in the scope of Jesus' preaching and self-revelation。现在呢，瑞德堡正面来讲了，他说，但是呢 ，ecclesia 教会这个概念，这个 idea， 在整个耶稣的宣讲，在整个耶稣的自我启示的范围里面，是一个必须有的一个的元素。This fact has of late been rightly emphasized。这个事实，在最近这几年是正确的被学者们所强调的。Its elaboration, however, did not always, or at least not immediately, strike the correct notes。但是呢，对这个概念，就是教会是在天国里面很重要的概念呢。至于这个概念的详细的阐述呢，不是每一次都敲响正确的音符的，或者至少没有马上是如此。And in our opinion, the required clarity for the origin of the ecclesia idea in the gospel has not yet been attained all along the line。我们的意见是，对于教会这个概念的起源，所需要有正确的、所需要的清晰性呢，到目前为止还不是广泛的达到。就是说，学者们还没有广泛的清楚说出教会的起源。This especially applies to Kaltenbusch's view, which placed both the origin of the ecclesia idea and that of the Son of Man in Daniel 7。特别是 Kaltenbusch 的观念，他把教会和人子这两个概念的起源都指向但以理书第7章。Although in this way, the ecclesia is again recognized as an integral part of Jesus' messianic self-revelation and thus of his preaching of the kingdom， 虽然呢 Kaltenbusch 这样做的时候，就承认教会是耶稣的弥赛亚自我启示的一个重要的部分，因此呢，就是耶稣宣讲的天国的信息的重要的部分。虽然是如此 ，in our opinion, the connection sought here is too uncertain and too much forced to explain the ecclesia idea in the gospel。可是呢，对我们来说呢，这里 Kaltenbusch 想要看到的关联是太过不确定，太过的牵强强迫，不能用来解释福音里的教会概念。Already within the scope of Daniel 7, it may be seriously questioned whether the Son of Man is a symbolical representative of the saints of the Most High。就算只是在讨论但以理第7章这个范围里面，我们就应该很严重的质疑人子是否至高者圣者的一个的象征性的代表人物。And even more decisive for us is the fact that， 那么对我们更加决定性的一个事实就是 ，in the gospel, Jesus nowhere appears to have entertained such a collective view of the Son of Man。在福音书里面，耶稣从来没有考虑人子是有这种的群体性的概念的。He applies this title exclusively to himself。耶稣用人子这个头衔，只是指他自己的 ，that is to his own individual person， 就是指他个人他自己的位格。Though there may be a close connection between the Son of Man and the people of the saints of the Most High, according to Daniel 7， 虽然有可能在但以理7章呢，人子和至高者的圣徒的子民呢，可能有密切的关联。And this chapter may contain a thought of the people of the Messiah， 而但以理7章呢，有可能包含了弥赛亚的子民这个的思想。There can be no question, however, of identification, either in an absolute or in a partial sense。可是呢，这里不可能把人子 和至高者的圣徒的人民呢，直接的等同，甚至乎部分的等同。And since this people of the saints of the Most High is never as such mentioned in the gospel， 那么既然呢，至高者的圣者这些人呢，在福音书里面从来没有提到 ，we think we're not warranted in seeking, especially in Daniel 7, it's the starting point for the idea of the ecclesia in Jesus' preaching of the kingdom。我们应该的是没有理由在但以理书第7章那里去找到耶稣的天国信息里面教会的概念的起点。The same thing holds true for the view that Glurger and others have defended。同样的 Glurger 还有其他学者所支持的观点也是如此的，就是说也是不可能从他们那里去找到教会概念的起源的。Namely, that Jesus referred especially to the prophecy of the remnant of the people of Israel。这个观点就是耶稣特别是指向以色列民的余民余种 which according to Isaiah 10:22 and following alone would be saved。 以赛亚书第10章22节开始那段呢，说唯有余民会得救。For this idea of the ecclesia， 我们不可能把这个余民的概念用在教会的起源上。For notwithstanding its factual correctness， 虽然在事实上他们指向的事实是正确的， this special interpretation lacks any foundation in the gospel。 从余民看到教会这个的特别的解释呢，是没有福音里面的任何的根据的。Precisely because this view concentrates upon this remnant nowhere mentioned in the gospel, it therefore does not convince those who are of the opinion that in Jesus' preaching there's no room for the idea of the ecclesia。 就是因为根据 Glurger 这个观点呢，他们是专注于福音书里面没有提到的余民，因此呢就不可能说服另外一群的人。这后者呢就认为在耶稣的宣讲里面呢根本就没有教会这个概念的空间的，所以不能说服他们的。We agree with Oepke， 我们与 Oepke O-E-P-K-E 这位学者同意 that since such special explanations of the origin of the ecclesia idea are not sufficiently founded in the gospel, they are really superfluous。 Oepke 的看法是，既然这些的特别的解释，关于教会的概念的起源，这些特别的解释呢，在福音书里面找不到足够的根据，这些的理论事实上是多余的，不必要的。For the idea of God's people has a much more general foundation in Jesus' messianic preaching of the Basileia than in those few Old Testament passages。 因为上帝的子民呢，不仅仅在那几段旧约经文里面提到，事实上呢，在耶稣基督身为弥赛亚讲天国的信息里面呢，就是说上帝的子民在天国的信息里面有更广泛的根据的 and occupies a much more central place in it than can be made plausible on the ground of such special connections。 所以呢，我们不必去找这些特别的与旧约的关联。我们看到上帝的子民事实上在天国的信息里面所占有的地位是更加的核心性的。下面呢就开始讲天国的宣讲里面上帝的子民这个概念 People of God。 我们下一次继续讲。